Hey there folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be getting into something that's been kind of plaguing me. It's been tuning with this Maf-Translator. Right down in here, I've got the cover pulled off of it, and she's kind of stuffed in the corner. It's a really tough thing to do, to come out here, pop your hood, and mess with these dials after every data log. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of an extension on the wiring harness. I showed you guys how to install it, and I'm going to show you how to extend the wiring harness into the cabin to put it someplace where you can get to it and you can actually make these adjustments while you're driving, or you don't have to pull over on the side of the road and pop your hood. It's just a total pain in the butt. So something I wanted to side note here, I got to apologize, I haven't uploaded in the last few weeks. Well, last 2 weeks I think now. We did a boost leak test video the other day, and I upgraded my mic system to a set of Movo lavalier mics, and for some reason that first video doing boost leak testing, we lost all the audio, and I'm not a voiceover guy. So basically what I did was check for boost leaks. I had a major one at the J-pipe and another major one up here at the throttle, and we addressed both of those, which I'm probably going to end up reshooting eventually here, but for today we're going to be doing this. So as long as you guys can hear me, we're going to keep moving forward. So first things first on this one, we're going to have to disconnect our battery because we're going to reset all of our fuel trims. We're going to write down our settings where our dials are at right now, and we're going to disconnect the tape that's on an old MAF plug. We're going to unplug the MAF sensor, the 3-inch GM MAF sensor, so the plug off of that runs to the Maf-Translator. And we're also going to snip the white wire that we spliced in for our RPM signal, and we're going to get all this stuff cleaned up and routed nicely. Alright, so the first things first here, we are going to come out here and we are going to disconnect the positive terminal from the battery. We're also going to probably have to remove the battery, honestly, because of where we're going to pass this cable through. But let's get this Maf-Translator pulled out of here first, and we'll move on to that here in a second. Okay guys, so here we are, we got the Maf-Translator pulled out, and as you can see, this is the plug that goes to the factory MAF plug, and this is the plug that goes to the 3-inch GM sensor. So we want to put all this stuff, this mainly in the cab of the car, someplace that's accessible so we can dial this thing in while we're cruising. What we're going to do is we are going to unwrap this black tape, I don't know, about 6 inches down from the end of the pigtail, and we're going to go one by one, and we are going to extend the wires for the MAF plug, or the MAF sensor and the MAF plug right here. And there's only, I think, 5 on this one and 3 on the actual MAF sensor. So we're going to start working on this, and then we have our single white RPM wire. I'm going to make them about 5 feet long, so I picked up a bunch of different color wire. It's a 18 gauge wire from the local Ace Hardware, so we're going to roll with that. And now I'm going to go wire by wire by wire, snip them and solder them together. And something that I'm using that I found to be super useful was these heat shrink solder connectors. These are great. You just put your wires in there, heat them up, it'll hold on to each wire end with the red loops, and then the center is solder and it melts in there and makes a really nice connection. So these are great. These are like 10 bucks on Amazon, I think, so make sure you grab yourself some. That's a good shot of the front of it. 120 pieces for 10 bucks, you really can't beat it, and these things have worked great. So I'm going to get started unraveling wire, and we're going to start making extensions. Okay guys, so if you take a look here, this is the plug going to the MAF sensor, and what we did here is extended it by a whole lot. and I just snipped about 6 inches back from the plug and put a wire here and then one going to the translator. and I used those little connectors and some heat shrink over top. And we're just going to go wire by wire by wire across all 3 of these, and then across all 5 of these going to the stock MAF plug. And we're going to extend them all about 5 feet, and that's where we're going to leave it. So I'm going to get to it and stick you guys off to the side. Okay guys, so after about an hour and a half of messing around with wiring, we are finished. And this pigtail right here, I believe, is, or no, maybe it's in the other one. No, it's in this one right here. The one that goes to the sensor, there is that purple trigger wire. I buried that because I'm not using it. We just extended the 3 that go to the GM plug for the MAF. I wired it off right here to the stock MAF plug right here. Well, that plugs into the stock MAF plug. And as you can see, the box is straight down there. I'll lay it out for you all to see. That is the new harness. And we're gonna feed this in from inside of the car. And the only other wire that we have to extend is gonna be this white wire here. I didn't do it yet because this is our RPM signal wire. I haven't done it yet because I'm not sure how I'm gonna route it in. I wanna try to follow one of the lines for one of the harnesses there, maybe tap it in at the ECU instead. I'm not 100% sure yet, but either way, that's gonna get the Maf-Translator out of this space right here, and we're gonna be able to tune from the driver's seat finally. So logging, tuning, making changes will be a hell of a lot easier than it would be if we were doing it otherwise. So right now, I freed up this space here. We're gonna do a little bit of cleaning under this engine bay coming up soon, because it's filthy still. And we have a couple really, really cool things coming to go over in this general area, we'll say. And right here is where I want to put my oil catch can, so I can just run it from the side of the valve cover over here and then return it to the intake. And I'm thinking about doing some other stuff too, but we'll get to that a little bit later here. Now it's time to start figuring out how to route. So if you guys remember, we did the hardwiring of the fuel pump, put the fuel pump relay in, ran a power wire back, which is right over here. It's got the inline fuse in it. And when we did that, we passed the wiring down through a plug that's down here on the passenger side floor. And I think that's what we're gonna do for this Maf-Translator harness. I'm gonna have to take the battery out real fast. Once that's out of the way, we should be able to go in from the passenger side floor and pass our pigtails through wherever we're gonna route them from and out this way. And I think what I'm gonna end up doing is going in underneath the CD player maybe, or through, I don't use the cigarette lighter at all. I might use that hole, take the cigarette lighter out. I don't know, we'll figure out what we're gonna do here in a second. But first we're gonna get this battery out of it. Alright guys, so far we've got everything inside. I got an RPM wire passed through. If you look straight down here where we ended up passing through our wiring for our fuel pump when we did that way back when, there is an opening right there in the firewall, which I could pass the entire plug head. Let me zoom back out. I could pass both this plug head and the bigger, where does she go? Right down here. That plug head through. So now, here's my RPM wire that I had originally. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to route that. I'm going to kind of pass it underneath the back side of the manifold there and feed it along the firewall and connect it down here someplace. And I'm going to try to hide these wires real quick. And yeah, I'll give you guys a little minute here on the side of me, and I'm going to get this stuff knocked out. Alright guys, so after a little bit of fighting, I've got the battery put back in. I've got my RPM wire tucked away nicely and mounted against the firewall. We have, excuse me, we have our MAF sensor plugged back in, and our stock MAF plug is ran and routed and connected to the battery tray that I made underneath. So it's nice and hidden, but if we need to, the plugs are directly underneath that black coupler right there on the back side of the MAF sensor. So that's that for out here. Now I'm gonna go tuck away the inside and I'm gonna show you guys what I end. Okay guys, so I've got everything put back together under here, battery, all that. Now there's no more wiring and mess down here in the corner. I have space to put something in this little area. That's it for under the hood. So we're gonna go around here. I wanted to show you where I got everything mounted up. So I came in through here. There's a little space. You can see the white wire in there. That's where I fed through, and I routed everything through the center console right to there. So now my Maf-Translator sits, and I can sit in here and drive around and tune as I need. All right, guys. So now we are all set. I'm gonna hop in the car here. Oh, all right. Now if you look right down here, we've got our Maf-Translator. Oh, I'm hooked on some wires. We've got our Maf-Translator sitting here. That's a perfect spot for it. Let me do a little adjusting here. Yeah, all right. So let's check for engine lights. Obviously, it's going to run a little funny because we just pulled everything off the battery and all that. So she's a neutral. Ha! Fires right up. I'll consider that a success. And if you look down here, I did mount this with two little screws, one on either side. And the beauty of it is, now I can sit here and I can mess around with my dials. The green light's on, and it brightens up every time I hit the throttle. That means it's working. Now I can get my fuel trims squared away to where they need to be. So yeah, that is that. We are running fine. Everything is working great. And yeah, if you guys want to know how to do this, follow along. It was an interesting video, I know. We're just going through some stuff, buttoning some stuff up. And now that this is in a place where it can be messed with more frequently, we can fine tune this thing a little bit better with it. And I'll bring you guys along for an episode of that, driving around and checking fuel trims from the data logger. But yeah, that's that for today, guys. And something else I wanted to mention is I've had a few guys I spoke to talk about the whole online digital car shows that everybody was doing. And I know, seems as there's a whole bunch of you guys subscribed to the channel now, I thought it might be kind of cool if we all posted some pictures. If you could send them over to todaysprojectguide@gmail.com, we can put together, I'll throw together a video basically of a slideshow of all your projects from start to finish, the beginnings to the ends, cars that are completed, beautiful show cars, you know, just DSMs that are in the process and DSMs that are completely finished. And it's really interesting to share with, you know, other viewers and other subscribers what's going on with your ride, what's going on with your build. And I thought it would be kind of a cool concept. I could put a nice 10-minute compilation video together. You could throw your YouTube or your Instagram or Facebook handle in there, and I'll incorporate that on each one of the slides, and we can just take a look at all the vehicles that everybody out there is wrenching on and all the other cool DSMs that have survived over the last 25, 30 years. So if that's something you guys would like to do, the email is, again, todaysprojectguide@gmail.com. And if you want to do it, send me an email with a few photos, a few pictures, whatever you've got. Obviously keep it, you know, to within reason. Don't send me 1,000 pictures, But we'll try to put something together in the next couple of weeks and just display all of your hard work and all of your wrenching and let the world see what it's like. And I know we aren't really reaching the entire world yet, but I've got viewers in Venezuela, I've got viewers in Italy, I've got viewers in Canada. I'd say that's pretty good. So spread the love, show your car. Let's see what's going on with you guys at home and the projects that you've knocked out while you've been stuck inside. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. As always, thank you a ton for watching, and we will see you next time at today's project guide. Take care, guys.